Yeah, good morning. Today I'll be doing the repair work on the rear whitetail spar, as mentioned in the last video that I did. I'm just going to take over the piece that I buggered up and go through it with you on how I propose to fix it. So I'm just going to turn this around, put that on 5, and look at the parts. Just throw the old glasses on. Okay, this piece here is now a garden ornament. A paperweight, a piece that I can show other builders if they come around and say this is how you don't do it. And this is the replacement part. I'm just going to go through the costs initially. The costs initially, I think, were around about $1,200 or something US dollars. About $1,400 US dollars to get it into this country. Now, I accept the fact that it's probably $200-300 in parts. I accept the fact that it's going to cost me, upwards of $1,000 in shipping. The horrible thing about all that is it's converted back over to Australian dollars and ended up costing me about $2,100 something dollars. An absolute lesson has been learnt from that. That could have been $2,100 Australian towards leather seats, a propeller, partial instruments, radio, painting, I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, money wasted, not that you put into your budget. So it's a lesson learned, and I don't really want to make another one. So let's just go through what I did. I basically, as you see, I've just clecoed this new one together with silvers at the moment. Not all of these spars through here have been piloted from Sonex, like this one here is not, but it is from the other side, so it's allowing you to at least get a pilot hole through that manages to line up with this little tail post piece here. What I'm proposing to do is, rewind. When I drilled all this together, my concern was that if I drilled it all on the level plane, and then when I bent it 5 degrees, would it elongate the holes to the point that they didn't line up? I don't know if 5 degrees is enough to cause that problem. I wasn't going to take that gamble. I mean, if you just thought about it, if it was 30 degrees, well, surely that top face that's bending over has to become a longer distance, whether I'm not seeing it as it is, or whether I'm just fantasizing, I don't know, but I wasn't going to take that gamble. Suffice to say that I was going to clamp all this together. Let's go across to the piece that I'm talking about. I was going to clamp all this together, so I did with little mini G clamps and basically some clecos and the like and that sort of thing, and I drilled it in situ, which I thought was the more appropriate way to do it. So I put all the bends in it, clamped it all together, did all this upsizing as normal. I was happy with that side of things. The problem was that I stupidly drilled all this outside of a little orange thing over there, if you can just see it, the old bench drill. I did not do it. Bench drill's obviously allowing the drills to be absolute perpendicular to the face that you're doing, so none of this left and right stuff you're going to get if you're hand drilling. That's the mistake that I made. What added to that mistake is the fact that I only went through a number 40, upsized to number 30, and straight to 3/16. I should have gone a 21 and then upsized. You know, I could have gone, you know, a one from number 30. I could have gone up to a 9/64s, a 5/32, a 3/16. Just keep working my way up through as many pilot holes as I possibly needed. The issue was that when I drilled through this face, I believe the drill slightly took off on its own little tangent and ate into one of the surfaces as it was going through, because I might have slightly gone through, then it dominoed. When I went to the next hole, to the next hole, to the next hole, that 50% of these were crooked. In my 1 month update video I just recently posted, you'll see a couple of the best of the worst photos that I was happy to put in. I haven't showed the worst of them because you'd just laugh the crap out of me. It's just, even to think that I even did that myself, I just kick myself. So anyway, let's move on from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to still bend these. I'm going to take this tail post off. I'm going to take this Y tail off the main spar, lay the old spar over top of this one. After I drill 2 holes in here and 2 holes in here as locating holes in 1/8, I'll lay that spar over top of this just to give it a feel how it fits against the rear spar of the stabilator. I'll do that both sides, bearing in mind that all of that rear spar has already been upsized. And what I'm in fear of, if I drill these new holes in this spar in copper clecos and subsequently in the smaller of the whitetail spar, if I'm slightly out as I drill through the rear spar of the stabilator, then, you know, I'm going to make another mess, another mistake, and I might as well just throw all the empennage out and start again if I'm going to keep going down that path. But okay, I just thought I'd quickly show you the jig and the relocated bench drill, just to see how I was able to sort of do this with one set of hands. I just obviously just moved these little jigs around as I moved the spar in and out up along here, just to give it some sort of a little bit of a helping hand. Now, I did put this together differently, which I thought about it some more compared to what I said I was going to do it. And I thought, basically I said I was going to use the existing wrongly built Y tail spars and use them as a pilot hole through the new stuff. I didn't do it. I basically just did, I committed to doing 3 holes in the spar, upsized to copper clecos on the bench drill here, and at the tip end laid the spar in situ, and then looked all the way through, you know. And if I had have done it the other way, I think I would have had to have then bought a new rear spar. So I did that both sides. I then brought it up to the bench drill, as you can see it, and I just effectively went through one by one by one. I thought it better to, you know, to bring my bench drill, whoops, there's my finger, you know, I just sort of thought it better to bring the bench drill down on top of a hole that I could clearly see in the back of the rear spar, and upsize the spar, which needs to be upsized obviously anyway. But if I drilled the spar first using the pilot holes of the other whitetail spar, there was every chance I was going to elongate these holes. I may or may not have said that in the other one, the video previous to this. I think I did, or in another one. But that said, this worked better. I just did one drill at a time, just went through it, using this spar as a pilot. Just bringing the drill down nice and easy, and I think that worked a lot better than ate into the whitetail spar that way. So this is all upsized. I've all silver clear-coat all of these. I've had the other little tail post just next to there. Oh, I'm going to bring it over. The little tail post has also been put in situ. Around the other way, I think that goes, yes. And I've also fitted the rear tail wheel support. What I might do is I might just pull all this apart because it's all been done on this side now. Come back with another video and just show how all this, and then I've managed to put it together and sort of going through the next stages. I haven't bent these yet. I'm getting around to doing that, so let's just stop this now and pull all these copper clecos apart off the two rear spars of the stabilators and come back in a minute. Okay, I've disassembled all of the whitetail spars off the two stabilator spars. I've just got it sitting here on the bench. I've put in the last rib on the fuselage here, and I've also dry assembled the tail post in its position. Tail post was I got that dimension obviously off this fuselage drawing. It's 202.5 millimeters off the top of the last rib. Put him down, just piloted through the back of this because it already had pilot holes in it, straight through. So I've just silver clear coated at the moment. There's two other supports that have to go in, and I'm probably going to put those in as well. This one here, which sort of fits down here a little bit, and this one here, which you can actually see the bend in it, because obviously these spars have to be bent that 5 degrees, sits on around about somewhere there, I think it is. So if you look on this drawing, geez, that's really, that sun's powering on through this roller shutter here, and it's so bright I can hardly see the phone. But anyway, I think I might be overheating, the same as me. So this dimension here I mentioned before is going to be very critical. And they even say it on a little detail down here. So to get the position for this, it goes through, if you look on here, you'll see it, and it starts at the bottom of that major spar sitting inside there, which is this big giant whitetail one here. So I'm going to have to sort of transfer some lines from backwards and forwards to get that around to the back. I'll probably take this tail post off, have a look how far it comes down. I think it almost came down to there. Clamp that into the back of it, take this tail post out, and then pile it through the whitetail spar through to this. That'll give me the holes for that. Then I can measure from there upwards, which should give me the height of that, because that's the critical dimension. If that was sort of slightly up and down, let's just call it 2 mil, 3 mil. It's not going to be that much, but let's just call it something along those lines. I don't think that would be detrimental, because it's more detrimental to have the skins correctly drilled into the rib than it is to, well, that is the detrimental thing, as well as all of these longerons which go through to here. I can hardly see this phone because I think it's overheating in the sun, so I might just stop this now, and if it's no damn good, I'll have to redo it tomorrow. I think this phone's nearly burning my hand. Anyway, I'll talk with you soon. Okay, welcome back from yesterday. I've got the spars all dry assembled in the bench drill, which I'll flip the camera around in a second and show you what I'm going to do. But I've just basically bent it, dry fitted it with silver clecos and copper clecos. You'll see where I've put the copper clecos and the two whitetail spars themselves, and ready to drill. So here it is here, all set to go in the bench drill. This will obviously go down into each hole. That's, as you can see, nice and square, or nice and perpendicular to that. Obviously this from here to here tapers down, so when I do that section I can't drill it in the bench press that way. It's pretty damn obvious I can't. I'm going to have to flip this around on its side and lay this section across in that way and then sort of lift it up somewhat, because if you look on the side elevation you'll actually see how that's bent down, so that will have to sort of go up around about there somewhere. I'm going to leave all these silver clecos in to ensure that nothing moves, so it'll be upsized in these holes, these, so basically 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 holes will be upsized this time. I'll then put some bolts through it, remove these clecos, and then upsize the rest of it. I'll probably leave, no, I think I will. I'll still drill these all the way through to the AN, whatever size bolts they are, through the tail post, but I'm going to leave that small angular bracket off there and the same with the angular bracket off here, the underside of this rib here, and do that with the fuselage when I install this Y-tail section to the fuselage. I think it's better to ensure that all of these line up with the skin, the longerons that come off here. Then I've got a little bit of an adjustment to do inside this angle. I'll just quickly go over to, I don't think I've got the drawing out actually. Let's have a quick look. Yes, I have. Okay. So what I'm saying here is I'm going to leave this little angular piece out. This little angular piece out. I'm just going to finish off all of this, including putting all the bolts through, tighten it all up, ensure that it's basically done properly, prime it and reassemble assemble everything together, and then do this section, the angles, the 2 angles with the fuselage. That way I've got a little bit more tolerance in adjusting up and down in these 2 upper attach angles and the lower mount angle, which is just on here. There's a critical dimension here that it does talk about on the drawings, and it's got a little bit of a special note here to ensure that they are that dimension, otherwise nothing's going to line up. So it's better just to finish off this section and do the other half section at a later stage. Anyway, I'm going to start to throw these holes in on here. It's going to be a long process, but I'd much rather this take 8 hours than to spend another $2,000 if I get it wrong this time. So I've just got a little support under here as well, just because if I take that out you'll see what happens. It's, you know, a little bit floppy. We don't like floppy. I don't think anyone likes that. So let's ensure that it's basically nice and secure, which I think it is. Anyway, I'm going to carry on and drill these. Just the drill size is going to be 332 to copper clecos, number, what was it? Oh, just grab that over here. So I'm going to go number 40, number 30, number 21, then up to the 3/16, I think it was, for the, this is so hard to do one-handed, 3/16, which is the AN bolts. Anyway, I'll start now and come back to you soon. I'm about sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go, so sorry, 8 to go, so going really extremely well at the moment. Just doing the tail post, 2 to go, and then it's just a few extra in the rear spars. Now you'll see that inclinometer dropping between 0.1 and 0 degrees. They must be that accurate. You just got to move the bench and it just slightly changes, but it's all going extremely well. So I just thought I'd do a quick halfway video of everything that's going well. All the bolts are in, and I'll come back to you shortly. Thank you. Another quick update. We've got 3 holes to go, so I just thought I'd show you how I am just spinning the drill press around like this, so I can easily take the new size drill bit and just lovely spinning that back around to the hole. Whoop, doing this one-handed again is awkward. I need an extra pair of arms, but you get the general idea. So I just drop that down and hold it secure. It's held here, it's all pretty much level. I don't think anyone's going to argue at point one. Anyway, quick update, 3 to go.